Yeah. So them say it's a stream. Test me, test it out, family. So don't take off my head, you know what I mean? Alright, so it's supposed to be on YouTube now. And they on YouTube. So I'll go on. If it live. Let me see what I'll go on if it live, Alright, so. Uh-huh. Oh yeah, no, yeah, no, yeah, no, yeah, no. Alright, yeah, so I guess it live now, family. So live, I'm gonna look if I can share the link and yeah. Test out a new app, you see? Yeah. Copy. Copy now. Alright. Copy. Alright that. Alright, copy that now. Wait now, what the hell that? Copy. PS. Alright. Alright, yeah. That the one gone through. Alright, let me see. Yeah. Okay. So that gone through. Alright, so I test out the thing family. Uh-huh. Alright. Alright. So with that now, maybe can what I call it? Now we can what I call this now? We can share like screen sharing screen is like instead of for them block me in it. Alright, so yeah. So have mercy upon my family. Yeah. Wait. Yeah. Alright, hold on there. I'm so I'll go on. Alright, so I'm gonna try if get in an next camera upon it, you know. So see how it work. Yeah, cause I remember I don't really know how this thing works still. Test. Testing. Yeah. Alright. On there. On there. Alright, so I'm turning on that one. Alright, so I guess I like something like that. And touch this one. Uh-huh. Alright, so we are fire up now. We are fire. Alright, so we have that one. Alright, so more like that. Mm, that's all the thing. Alright. Alright. Alright, that one. And, alright, so M1. Oh yeah, zip that the one. Mute that the one. Mm. So mute that the one now. Alright, one no for share same way. So share. Alright, share. Alright, no. I know that the one of this one. Let's see. So meanwhile, me I monitor the thing, you know. I see how it work, you see. Alright, hold on.
watching until the end to hear how you can find a treasure chest worth millions of dollars in the Rocky Mountains. Before we get started, make sure to subscribe to The Richest so that you won't have to accidentally discover our video. Here are 10 amazing treasures discovered by accident. While filming a news piece on illegal treasure hunting at the Spilling Farm in Gotland, Sweden, back in 1999, a film crew accidentally found the largest Viking Age silver hoard in the world. Nearly 150 pounds of silver was found.
Yes, family. Yes, family.
The end to hear how you can find millions of dollars in the Rocky Mountains. Before we get started, make sure to subscribe to The Richest so that you videos. Now, here are 10 amazing treasures discovered by accident.
Yeah, I'm try it again. Mm. Alright. Mm. Yes, family. See me. Let's work on it, Remove this addition. Alright, so I'm out there now. Share. I did miss out this one. Alright, this one now. This one. This one. Alright, so go up on this page. There. Alright, so I'm gonna turn off my one. Alright, yeah. Everything will fire up.
Some people actively go exploring the world in search of treasure, lucky enough to just stumble upon it by chance. And to hear how you can find a treasure chest worth millions of dollars in the Rocky Mountains. Make sure to subscribe to The Richest so that you won't have to accidentally discover our videos. Now, here are 10 amazing treasures discovered by accident. While filming a news piece on illegal treasure hunting at the Spilling Farm in Gotland, Sweden, back in 1999, a film crew accidentally found the largest Viking Age silver hoard in the world. Nearly 150 pounds of silver was found, alongside nearly bronze. Mostly made up of coins, this hoard had been hidden under the flooring of a Viking shed in the 9th century. While the landowner was paid a $242,000 finder's fee, the real value of this hoard is believed believed to be the amount of silver found was inhabited for at least 1,000 years, up until the 19th century. What's most interesting is that Viking jewelry, like armlets, arm rings, and finger rings, were also found in the hoard. Nick Mead is an avid tank collector and the owner of Tanks a Lot, a company in the UK that offers tank and military vehicle driving experiences. With help of his mechanic, Todd Chamberlain, Nick likes to refurbish old tanks in his spare time. One tank in particular, which he had purchased off eBay for roughly $40,000, to be one of the best purchases of his life. While cleaning the vehicle's fuel tank back in 2017, the man stumbled upon bars of gold. 5 bars weighing 12 pounds each, to be exact. But sadly, declined to the authorities and was only given a receipt in return. Believed Iraqi soldiers during the Kuwait invasion of the 90s, and it's unlikely that Nick will ever get anything more than a nominal finder's fee. A son and daughter of a New York City man also had no idea that there was treasure hidden inside their father's safe deposit box. All they knew was that they no longer wanted to pay the annual $800 rental fee. But after opening the deposit box up, they discovered 16 canvas bags inside, each one holding 1,000 coins. Or perhaps they knew that their dad had a box full of 16,000, but they had no idea. The bags had been sitting untouched in the Wall Street Bank since, and these weren't just any ordinary coins. They were $16,000 million. The hoard was estimated to be worth between $1 million to $1.5 million. Since many Morgan dollars were in the First World War, collectors loved it, ranging from the years 1878 to 1889. The failing of these coins has been likened to a numismatic time capsule. Back in 1999, Eric Laws struck a trove after heading out into a field with his metal detector to search for a local farmer's lost hammer. After his detector picked up a strong signal, Laws began digging into the earth, where he found silver spoons and gold coins. Like our tank enthusiast friend, this metal detector hobbyist decided to alert the authorities. Archaeologists were brought in the next day, and they removed nearly 60 pounds of gold and silver items from the dirt. Known as the Hoxie Hoard, more than 15,000 Roman coins, 200 gold objects, dozens of silver spoons, and other silver items were uncovered. Eric received roughly $2.3 million from the British government for finding the treasure. When farmer Fred Johnson gave Terry Herbert permission to walk on his land with a metal detector, all that he expected Herbert to find was a lost wrench. But on July 5th, 2009, Herbert uncovered the Staffordshire hoard, filled with gold, silver, and garnet items of Anglo-Saxon time. The nearly 4,000 artifact hoard was mainly military hardware, such as sword hilts.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Yes, family. Hold on. I start out that thing. Mm. Yeah, man. Start it out. Me just and my first time I use the app and figure I test it out. You know what I mean? Crazy, ain't it? Mm. Mm. You see, once it's like it, it's like you can just run through it, innit? At the moment, what they call it, it's like It's just bumpy and wavy at the moment, you see. Yeah, man. So, like I say, family, is seed we are plant and planted. That's is like come to the realization and say, yo, hear me. We know all of these now, but knowing the knowledge is yeah. Well, that one there kind of runway from me. Yeah, man, proper runway. Yeah, but we are going what is it? You know what I mean? Yeah, man. Yeah, this is why I'm not use that one. So I don't need that one there. Alright, so the thing run away from me. So I'm gonna find it back still, yeah? Alright. Alright, we there back on it. Alright. Yeah, man, for real, man. I feel I said this library. Alright, library now. Wait. Alright, so give me a minute, the family. Yes, sir. Upload back the thing, you know. Alright, you know, really fire up yet. So I said them want to do the thing, not you? So why we do the thing like that? Uh, uh, alright, so I want to do it like that still, not you? So as I set it up, and after now we set it up. Alright, alright, family. And then call it now. And then call it now. Alright, share link now. Wait, like, give me a minute, the family. Alright, yeah, so. Yeah, so. Alright. Alright, family. Uh, alright, so wait there, wait there, wait there, wait there. Wait there, wait there. I forgot to say my add something to it, you know. I remember I have to add something to it. Alright, share. And next, yeah, so next I always have to remember that one. Alright, so tube. Next this one. Yeah. Alright, alright, so so up and running. Through that. Through this, through that, through this. Alright, yeah. Alright, drop it like it's at, yeah.
Coins has been likened to opening a numismatic time capsule. Back in 1999, Eric Laws stumbled upon a treasure trove after heading out into a field with his metal detector to search for a local farmer's lost hammer. After his detector picked up a strong signal, Laws began digging into the earth, silver spoons and gold coins. Leichhardt Tank silver items were uncovered. Eric received roughly 2.3 million from the British government for finding the treasure. When farmer Fred Johnson gave Terry Herbert permission to walk on his land with a metal detector, all that he expected Herbert to find was a lost wrench. But on July 5th,
I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna tell you. I try to beat this system family, but the system up is not for me at the moment, you know what I mean? Cause as I say, a little while me there, I try to figure out that thing. You see? Or maybe it's you, me not pay feet or nothing like that, you know? It's just a play up in it. Alright, I'll try over here so again. Alright, so that. This are this. Alright, so try this one. So I go on. Mm-hmm. Tell what you. Yeah man, for real man. Yes family, so we are push for the unity, you know what I mean? I turn and look, you know, everyone going for unity, but I wonder what unity gonna come together, you know what I mean? Yeah man. So massive family. Mm. See.
Black holes are one of the strangest things in existence. They don't seem to make any sense at all. Where do they come from? And what happens if you fall into one?
By looking at the phone and using it. The long-term effects of both stress and anxiety include chronic mental health problems and physical ailments.
Black holes are one of the strangest things in existence.
Or an unchecked notification, which remains predominant in the mind of the individual, taking away any attention from the task they. Number 4. Increase the risk of cancer. Cell phones emit radio waves which can be absorbed by the tissues that are close to the area of contact. This form of radiation is possibly carcinogenic. Children are at more risk than adults to be affected by the radiation, as their nervous systems might be still developing. The American Cancer Society recommends individuals who are concerned about radio frequency exposure to limit their exposure to phone using an ear. Anxiety include chronic mental health problems and physical ailments.
Black holes are one of the strangest things in existence.
or an unchecked notification, which remains predominant in the mind of the individual, taking away any. Number 4. Increase the risk of nervous systems might be still developing. The American Cancer Society recommends individuals who are concerned about radio frequency exposure to limit their exposure to phones, including using an earpiece and limiting cell phone use, particularly among children. So, to safeguard you from these serious health conditions, avoid excessive use of cell phones. And using it. The long-term
Walls are one of the strangest things in existence. They don't seem to make any sense at all. Where do they come from? And what happens if you fall into one?
by looking at the phone and using it. Effects of both stress and anxiety include chronic mental health problems and physical ailments,
Black holes are one of the strangest things in existence.
or an unchecked notification, which remains predominant in the mind of the individual, away any attention from the task they. Number 4. Increase the risk of cancer. Cell phones emit radio waves which can be absorbed by the tissues that are close to the area of contact. This form of radiation is possibly carcinogenic. Children are at more risk than adults to be affected by the radiation. Nervous systems might be still developing. The American Cancer Society recommends individuals who are concerned about radio frequency exposure to limit their exposure to phones, including using an earpiece and limiting cell phone use, particularly among children. So, to safeguard you from these serious health conditions, avoid excessive use of cell phones.
Yes, family. So there's a test run still, huh, so. Yeah, man. So I just want to see how that thing work out still, you know. I must have try punch some weight and punch some weight, you see. See how the thing set, huh, so. Yeah, man. Alright, so. Mm. Alright, so I think I'll move proper slow. Alright, so. Alright, example. Use the video. Mm-hmm. Alright, so. Yes, family. Mm-hmm. So, alright, the loading. So, more obviously that it cover the whole end when time it a play, you see. Mm-hmm. Alright, so it a show, so it a load you.
Agents.
Uh, hold on. That's a play up. I don't know. I say I don't know Rasta. In- Into the net. I say just load. So I have to say it's a load of crap.
Ongoing patterns of behavior, like LSD.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. Mm-hmm.
LSD.
Man, get that try.
LSD was almost unknown in the late 50s, yet despite the
Mm-hmm. See? Yeah, man. So. Right, massage your body
like
still is it?
LSD. LSD was all late 50s and not yet widely tested. The horrible hallucinations small doses can produce, Dr. Cameron left some of his patients to unsupervised LSD trips. In 1956, Bob Logie was 8 when his severe leg pains were diagnosed as, and he was sent to the Allen Memorial Institute. When Bob heard the news report of the Allen, he sent for his medical records. They revealed of LSD. Today, Bob Logie lives and works in Vancouver, but he's still angry.
I feel like I've been completely used. I feel like my mind has been completely invaded. I suppose if guinea pigs have feelings, they'd feel like I do.
Were terrified, never heard of LSD, and who had no way of knowing why their world was sudden. Hallucinations last for hours. Experts say this is what an acid trip would look like if it could be filmed.
The LSD was really horrifying, very horrifying, and they gave it to me for about 12 or 15 times. One minute I would see the doctor there, the next minute I wouldn't see him there, and they were asking me all kinds of questions, and I remember them telling me that I was getting smaller and smaller, and I really felt myself getting smaller. And they were bringing me back in time, way back, At one point, I almost felt like I was just about to be born, really, that far back in memory. And they were really probing, asking us, and I felt I didn't have any control. I had to answer. I didn't feel I had any control. I was completely, like they had complete control over me.
Bob's leg pains were eventually treated with cortisone, but the effects of the LSD stayed.
Yeah, boy. I'm trying, family, you know what I mean? I'm trying now is like,
This is what an acid trip would look like if it could be filmed.
The LSD was really hard.
My name is Usain Bolt, and this is my first day working at PayPal. My previous job was fastest man in the world, but I'm on a new role, so that's why I'm here. Starting a new job is just like training for the 100 meters. Yep. You have to be quick out the blocks. You got to build up your pace. Hey, Jeff, what's up? Can I get some paper clips, please? 10 minutes. And when you hit your stride, you got to keep your eyes.
Really horrifying, very horrifying, and they gave it to me for about 12 or 15 times. One minute I would see the doctor there, the next minute I wouldn't see him there, and they were asking me all kinds of questions, and I remember them telling me that I was getting smaller and smaller, and I really felt myself getting smaller. And they were bringing me back, and way back, you know. At one point, I almost felt like I was just about to be born that far back in memory, and they were really probing, asking all kinds of questions, and I felt I didn't have any control. I had to answer. I didn't feel I had any control. I was completely, like they had complete control over me.
Bob's leg pains were eventually treated with cortisone, but the effects of the LSD stayed with him and the hospital.
I just felt I couldn't adjust after the LSD, and I was having a hard time. I couldn't hold down a job for going from one place to another, and the anxiety really built up. I went back.
The interest in this sort of chemical, this kind of magic, this shortcut weapon prompted the CIA's interest in hallucinogens, particularly LSD?
Yeah, very definitely, because the was being based, there was some kind of truth serum or truth drug or something on that. So the people who knew that end of the business, they were definitely beginning to look in terms of chemotherapy. And of course, to people in this day and age, it's very hard to believe that the period before 1960 was a period which was certainly not a chemical culture in this country and not a drug culture in any sense of the word.
Some patients, Dr. Cameron tried a drastic treatment called depatterning. Massive doses of 20 times more intense than the standard shock treatments used today were administered to patients who were kept sleeping for days. Dr. Cameron thought he could wipe out patients' sick behavior and leave the healthy personality intact. But first patients were to be so depatterned that some even forgot their toilet training. Not all the patients ever completely regained their memories. Dr. Peter Roper was a close colleague of Dr. Cameron's at the Allen.
Many people, but some would reach what Cameron would call the third stage of depatterning. With that method, others would need 2 treatments a day, maybe for a week or longer, before they got to the third stage.
What would characterize depatterning?
Well, the third stage, as defined by Cameron, was a loss of ability to they knew who they were, but they didn't know where they were, and they didn't know what age they were.
Is what if it could be filmed.
Yeah. LSD was horrifying, very horrifying, and
Yes, family. Yeah, man. No, I try, because you see the OBS one is like when I know what happened to the what they call it, the message, So somebody it's just a play up. So now I use the hotspot off of my mobile phone. So I don't know if it is because of that now. It's like it a play up still. So me just I go on fool on it for the first time. This new one. You see, yeah, so have mercy. Good things, take time. Yeah, man, guys, like I always say, our world and being our world is like talking it, make no sense. Them say you can be, we can be
they gave it
ourselves.
to me for about 12 or
Yeah.
15 times.
Yeah. Right there. Uh, uh.
Probing, asking all kinds of questions, and I felt I had to answer. I didn't feel I had any control. I was completely like they had complete control over me.
Yeah, guys. It's like wait, because it's still playing in the background. Um, pause it a bit. Yeah, family. So it's like yeah. So it come like because me I use the hotspot off of the phone. You know, it's like you um try to live life as a not really say the cheapest, but we have you can save to move to a next page. You know. Yeah. So now it's like may I learn to use the thing them where Jedi them I use. But you know, Jedi is on his mission same way while we all is on a journey. Yes, so maybe at the hot spot and it believe you me, I feel say today it give me a grey hair in it. Yeah, I feel say I give a grey hair. It's kind of stressing. Yeah, 'cause you have to have patience and the mobile hotspot. So I was planning to check out the what they call it, the internet company them. So check out the internet company them. Is like see which one of them we can get like a good deal with. You see, so I check it out still. And me just test out this yard stream yard, you know. Yeah man, so they always did it I watch my head back still, you know what I mean? Yeah man, so I love Family J, you know. Yeah, so I'll get done up the local video next after, you know. We'll see how it go the next time. Yeah, so I love CMA, you know what I mean? Yeah, man. Alright, so I'm so I'll go on with it. Yeah. Alright. But this one come like the family them the closer more than the OBS app, you know what I mean? Yeah man, I feel like proper close. Everything just close up to you. You know really far away. Like you look on the side right there, you see where your message and next when I look on the screen there, everything like just in a one. But the OBS app now, that the one you have to do that there, you have to do this, you have to do that, you know. So that one kinda you have to stretch all over the computer more. But right here so now everything is just in one play, you know. So maybe my pay for the yard stream like monthly and me check out the internet what the best deal what them have same way, you know. Yeah man, for real man. So thank you family Jane. You know you always did it for see that, you know, be up and running see where you know we all each other keep and protect her, you know. Yeah man, so I love seeing way. Yeah, so I'm just play off this and see how it go. Yeah.
Cameron thought he could wipe out patients' sick, leave the healthy personality intact. But first patients were to be so de-patterned that some even forgot their toilet training. Not all the patients ever completely erased. Dr. Peter Roper was a Dr. Cameron's at the Allen.
Some would reach what Cameron would call the third stage of depatterning. With that method, others would need 2 treatments a day, maybe for a week or longer, before they got to the third stage.
What would characterize the third stage of depatterning?
Well, the third stage, as defined by Cameron, was a loss of ability to orientate themselves. They knew who they were, but they didn't know where they were, and they didn't know what age they were.
As you probably know, electroshock treatment has been given for depression for something like 40 years now. It's a very successful and useful treatment for severe depression to other things. But depatterning is a use of electroshock treatment in a totally different way, in which instead of giving the shocks, say, 2 or 3 times a week, they're given for 3 or 4 weeks, ration to a sort of animal, vegetable state, from which it's hoped that they would recover in a more healthy state of mind. It didn't work.
To put patients to sleep for up to a month at a time, Dr. Cameron used a combination of depatterning and large doses of drugs. Individual taped messages were repeated to sleeping patients 15 hours a day in an effort to brainwash them back to health. Now, Cameron reasoned, with their negative memories obliterated, positive suggestions could be implanted. Suggestions like, begin to assert yourself, express your anger. Dr. Cameron called his technique psychic driving. Bob Logie had driving therapy when he returned to the Allen in 1959.
I was there for a while, and I thought, I don't want to stay here, and I started to run away from the hospital, and they grabbed me, and then they put me on sleep treatment. And they kept you asleep for 23 days. And while I was asleep, they were shocking the heck out of me with electric shocks and playing tapes just over and over. I don't know what was on the tapes yet, but we're going to find out what was on the tapes through hypnosis.
I want to give you an example of how marketing and Squarespace together gave me this dream life. This video is for high school students entering college. College students about to...
The CIA was interested in Dr. Cameron's work on psychic driving because it could give them an idea of where the personality could break or be stressed.
Those of us who were involved with trying to find out something about brainwashing, yes, this is the reason that we were interested in Dr. Cameron's work.
Patients came to the Allen Memorial Institute from all across Canada. Dr. Ewan Cameron, it was said, would give them the best psychiatric care money could buy. But some of the patients had no idea that a lot of their treatment, the LSD, the massive doses of electric shock, the sleep therapy, was highly experimental.
When I was in the hospital in 59, my husband, that's when he told me he thought they were killing me, because he said that it was every day and there's a special treatment which he doesn't know. I think there was some sleep. I was always asleep. He used to call the hospital. I couldn't have any visitors for 3 weeks, you see.
Hilda Bernston was at the Allen Memorial in 1959 as Dr. Cameron's patient. She's convinced that the sleep treatment she received was depatterning. Her memory remains severely damaged. Mrs. Bernston was an English war bride. She and her Canadian husband went to Montreal in 1945 to raise their family. After a nervous breakdown, she was hospitalized at the Allen.
It's 3 weeks that was out of my life as far as I'm concerned, because I can't remember anything about it. I didn't know my husband and my children, my brother-in-law and his wife. And my sister-in-law at that time, when she saw me, she cried. My brother-in-law told me this when she saw me. She's a registered nurse too, and she said she'd never seen such a change in a person in 3 weeks. But I looked really dreadful. I still can't remember my aunt being with us. I look at the pictures that we took when she was here. We took her to the New York, and we were at the museum there. I look at the pictures and I still can't remember her being with us. And she was with me for 3 months. And this aunt was my mother's sister, who was very near and dear to me.
Dr. Emanuel thinks Cameron's use of extensive electroshock, depatterning, was somewhat unethical.
The quantity, the frequency, the intensity, and the sort of animal state to which it reduced the patients.
What you're really saying is that the doctor knows that by doing it that much to somebody, there's going to be an effect? Is that...
Indeed. And with little promise of cure. Hope, but as it turned out, it wasn't, and it didn't become an accepted psychiatric treatment.
So many patients were left with some amnesia after depatterning that the Allens stopped the treatment when Ewan Cameron left. Under the new director, Cameron's disciples would come to regret their enthusiastic use of depatterning. Dr. Peter Roper left the Allen Memorial in 1967.
What were the circumstances of your leaving the Allen?
Somewhat questionable.
In what way?
The annual reappointment was not renewed in 67.
Did Dr. Cameron have anything to do with this, or was it after he left?
Oh, that was after he left. He left in 64.
Did you have any disagreement about treatments given there?
I didn't disagree with anybody. I think there was the depatterning treatment was stopped, I think, in 65. So anybody that continued to do it after Cameron left didn't do it after 1965.
So you didn't do it after 65?
Oh, no.
I certainly know that an intelligent, ethical scientist today would not do an awful lot of things that an ethical scientist would do in those days.
How do you now feel about the use of involuntary subjects for CIA experiments or CIA-funded agency experiments?
I certainly think that it would be ridiculous in this day and age. No, I don't see any way that you would do that.
There was no informed consent. I would guess that, as I've just said, informed consent, as we now know it, was not a part of research at that time. And especially as regards the use of LSD, perhaps, or the depatterning, I doubt if those patients really knew what they were being led into.
Informed consent doesn't mean much to people who are mentally ill.
Not many people are so mentally disturbed that they can't understand that they're being given an experimental drug, or they're being given electroshock 3 times a day. People can understand that. It can be explained in simple words.
Yeah, them thing still happening even down to today day, you know, and still happening. It's like we have to know, say we have to make a change, you know what I mean, family, because our parent is underneath all of these things, you know. So when we go around our parent, it's like our parent is underneath them thing here. A lot of our friend is underneath them spelliers. Sorry, same way. So no, say it's like we have to analyze our life and yeah, analyze our life and try to work together same way, you know what I mean? Yeah, so all of them thing there. Yeah, there. All in the family.
There was no informed consent. I would guess that, as I've just said, informed consent, as we now know it, was not a part of research at that time. And especially as regards the use of LSD, perhaps, or the depatterning, I doubt if those patients really knew what they were being led into.
Informed consent doesn't mean much to people who are mentally ill.
Not many people are so mentally disturbed that they can't understand that they're being given an experimental drug or they're being given electroshock 3 times a day. People can understand that. It can be explained in simple words.
It had a great effect on my life. I mean, I have been sick before and I've had treatment, but there was never any experience I had was like that I had in 59.
I've never been able to sleep without medication since the sleep treatment. I went through years and years and years of severe depressions. I dream about it. All my waking hours I think about it. It's eating me up. It really is.
I mean, if he was doing it and knew what he was doing.
That you know, you see, because me just there go on with the one world thing. You know, so me have a one world thing and me push forward. But more.
You forgot easier for the one word thing for now. You get me, I'm going to link some girl up.
Man, woman always out there now. If you just born and know that, eh?
But if you know the world always the world not gonna win either. It's the world is woman.
So I don't know why you run it down like that, is it? Yeah, run it down now.
That's what an acid trip would look like if it could be filmed.
I one journey, you know. I one journey, you know.
But you know, it's one life though.
Yeah, one journey.
Yeah. Where I go along the journey? You're not gonna get along the journey. So along your journey, dog, you're not gonna push it down. It's a girl dog along the journey.
You know, so me get pitted before you. Yeah? No, but yeah, say it's like I yesterday me know about woman, innit? When I sure say it's like them always did it, not you?
Yeah, LSD was really horrifying, very horrifying.
I say you want to say. You thought them I get full up, innit? You thought them I get lame. You see what I say? Yeah, man. It come like a man I grow scale. You thought them want scale off. You see?
Yo, dog. Yo.
What go on?
You ever say that? My girl come along tomorrow, yeah, and she want to go. Them want push it with what I told them. You see me? Someone know where I deal with you. If you go, if you don't go to that.
Yeah. But me up on a live program and I wanna, you see?
Alright, I'll go on the Timothy.
If anything, we knock you back still, yeah? Yeah, man, love brother. Cool. Yeah, man, so sometimes, you know, you have a kind of living in the world, but not off the world, you know what I mean, family? Because really just passing through this earth, you know what I mean? And if you're passing through this earth, we are pass through for a reason and a purpose and all them things there, see? Yeah, man, so these are the things you have to know. And when you do know them, you have to know the next step what we have to make, don't you? Yeah, man, so our next step, next level, and all of them things that we're upon. That's it. Because you're going at the world and going at the world. You have to do the things of the world and how to organize yourself within the world, same way, is it? Yeah, man, so or something like that. You know what I mean, family? Yeah, man. So yeah, there. I learn about the app thing, and not you. And I learn about the app thing. Yeah, man.
People are not they're not asking the right questions because they kind of think they already know the answers.
Technology is being used that we would never believe was possible.
Yeah, man.
A CIA safe with booze.
2 American spies have just arrived at Sandoz Laboratories, one of the world's leading pharmaceutical factories. The mission: corner the market on the world's supply of a powerful new psychoactive drug.
The CIA was scared stiff the KGB was going to get all this LSD and come over and start dosing people. So we bought every drop of LSD in existence at that point.
The CIA has just authorized the purchase of 10 kilograms of pure LSD-25, enough to dose more than half the population of the United States.
They gave it to George White and let George start dosing people.
George Hunter White, a larger-than-life undercover federal narcotics agent. Unbeknownst to his supervisors, White also works for the CIA. His job: to conduct experiments for an operation called Midnight Climax.
George had a CIA safe house stocked with booze. George would sit behind this one-way mirror, drinking martinis, sitting on a portable toilet. If he had to take a leak, he didn't want to get up and leave.
White pays prostitutes to lure their clients to the agency's safe house.
Hookers who would bring these suckers back to the apartment and dose them with pure LSD-25.
This is where I have my effect. In the mind.
This is lysergic acid diethylamide, better known as acid. The powerful drug was first synthesized in 1938 in Switzerland. With a dose of mere micrograms, the mind becomes confused. Perception is distorted. Personal identity is called into question. The results can be euphoric bliss or deadly panic. White takes meticulous notes and files his reports to his CIA handlers.
So that was how LSD was introduced to this country.
Operation Midnight Climax is part of a larger top-secret CIA program called MK Ultra. The goal: learn how to control and even reprogram people's minds. The CIA believes LSD might hold the key. Over the next 10 years, the agency doses a cross-section of the American public. Everyone from unwitting housewives to soldiers to even criminals like gangster Whitey Bulger is tested.
You know, what the CIA really dreamed of was sort of like a drug you could give to someone, get them to commit all sorts of unspeakable acts, and they wake up the next day and they don't remember what they've done.
They were looking into brainwashing. They were looking into mind control. They were looking into how they could create what they called Manchurian candidates. They were trying to figure out if they could get people to go out and do things that they would ordinarily not do, like assassination.
The case of MK Ultra has to be one of the craziest cases of blowback in CIA history, because here they took this drug, LSD, and thought that they were going to be able to use it to control people's minds. And the unbelievable irony is that LSD is a drug that does exactly the opposite. It frees your mind and causes people to question authority.
Turn on, tune in, drop out. The CIA's attempt to control people turned out to be just the opposite. It created the counterculture as we know it of the 60s. It was the CIA that introduced LSD to the United States.
We were watching through surveillance. Some individuals gathered around a campfire, looking like they were having a meeting. The main person we were going
Yes, family. So, yeah, man, for real, stylish, man. Yeah, cool. Yes, family. So like what I say now, it's like we have to learn how to work together, cause all of them jugs what them take and they share the jugs is like they share it and damaging us. So they give us something and they are using it and killing us. You see what I say, family? Yeah, cause anything you go in at the shop, yeah. Remember say it's killing you, you know what I mean? Alright, like the song said, killing you softly with her song, killing you softly with his song. Yeah, man. So, like I say, inbox me, get my number, we pull together. Me say, Satan is a sly old fox. If we could catch him and put him in the box, lock that box and throw away the key. For all those tricks he played on us, we make the money, they take the money. We buy the house, they take the land. Me say a different day, but it's the same thing. Woo, woo, woo. Say, if God come knocking at your door, me say, what you gonna do? Me say, what you gonna do if Allah, Jesus, God come knocking at your door? Me say, what you gonna do? Say, what you gonna do? Me say, what if the earth, the sun, the moon, the star come knocking at your door? Me say, what you gonna do? Me say, what you gonna do? Inbox me say, inbox me. World unity, me say, inbox me. Unity for you and me. Woo, woo, woo. I'm out. All right, love family. Yeah, man, cool.